And another question is about the color. So
Yeah.
the color that we presented to
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
Frankfurt Motor Show.
I saw, in fact, that was the question about the way in which was presented in Francoforte the car. The car is exactly like that, but the color. This color it was a special color for the show and was a matte white. The colors of the car will be the same as the standard range, and will be as well on the market a new blue, but as well on all the other range too. And this is basically the car that will be sold on the market. So effectively, is real, has arrived, and we saw as well on the web a few comments from you, and we hope that enjoying this ride will be successful.
I know that our
as
bloggers.
for the others Mito that are already tested on the market.
Sure. I know that our bloggers are very active and very curious about this car.
Yeah.
And Silvia, what about the suspension in this
Yeah.
Quadrifoglio Verde version?
As an optional, and this is important of course to underline it, will be offered the dynamic suspension system. Basically, if we think to the standard version of the car that is already equipped with the rebound spring, that are a good point to ensure the handling, the Quadrifoglio Verde will have an active suspension system. So the shock absorber comes to be electronically commanded by a new body computer, and there are as well 5 sensors that help the system in working. So this made active the suspension and adapt the selection of the driver made on the DNA to each road surface. And this system is quite innovative, I mean, and ensures to the car a perfect handling in normal selection of the DNA, in all weather selection of the DNA. And if you wanna have the feeling to drive a supercar, you put in dynamic and you go, because I trust me, it's really impressive.
It's a super emotion, I
Yes,
think.
yes.
Okay.
The comfort, I have to say that in normal, even the comfort of the suspension is really impressive.
Okay. Some of you ask if in the Quadrifoglio Verde there are anti-roll bar.
Yeah, on the front, yes. On the back, no.
There is a special reason for that?
Well, we think that the scheme of suspension that we had to be adopted for the Mito, and that is coactivated and helped by the DNA and the electronic control of the performances while the car is going in curves, but as well in uneven roads, ensures a safety and handling, sporty handling when it is necessary.
Sure.
So we think this is a perfect balance, because anyway we have to think about the weight of the car that has to be contained to ensure the agility, and one of the best as well ratio between power and weight.
Sure.
That for Quadrifoglio Verde especially is a 6.7. It is one of the best of the category.
Is a good compromise, I think, for all. And Silvia, what about the electronic Q2?
Yes. Well, what do you mean? I know the question.
If it's possible to know well why we decide to proceed this.
Well, we
solution.
think that electronic Q2 is the ultimate definition of control, of dynamic control of the car. And to the question that is often recurring about, maybe Bracco said about the electronic Q2 compared with the mechanical Q2, we are really convinced that trying the mechanical Q2, you got an effect of the car. And we think that the electronic Q2 is ensure, let me say, performance that are similar, but on top is lighter, and the weight in this way is contained about 15 kilos less. And as well, the electronic Q2 is a system that is flexible and could be linked to the way in which the driver wanna drive the car. So this is the balance between having a a driving pleasure customized to the needs of the driver and what is the best in terms of handling and safety on the road.
So I think it's an intelligent system.
Yes, and overall is unique of Alfa Romeo.
Sure. And I know that all bloggers, all users are very curious about the timing.
Yeah.
When it will be possible to see this car in our dealers?
Early 2010 anyway.
We need to wait few months, I think.
Yeah, a few months, I think.
Okay. Thank you, Silvia, for this
okay.
explanation for this Super Quadrifoglio Verde car. Maybe we have some question from our bloggers. We have, I see, in direct time. What about the Quadrifoglio Verde design in terms of history? Maybe it's very important, this symbol for us.
Well, we just choose this symbol, an historical one, because we want to renew, let me say, the spirit of Alfa Romeo, the original spirit of Alfa Romeo, making it modern and up to date. This means that for us, sportiveness, as we said before, has to be sustainable. So for us, is the modern way to interpret an historical symbol, and this is a philosophy that, of course, is not gonna be dying. Let me say, after the launch of this car, and there are already people thinking about which could be the development of this.
In terms of diffusion, we will have the European diffusion about this car.
The diffusion will be the same as the standard version.
Okay, so we can find this car in all Europe.
Yes, of course.